This week on the Fickle Fan Podcast, we are going to continue to talk about Raw and SmackDown and the influences of Heyman and Bischoff. We'll give our previews for WWE's Extreme Rules and AEW's Fight for the Fallen. We're going to introduce a new segment dealing with who is best in the world and who belongs to the Punjabi prison. This and much, much more coming up next.
Fickle! They cheer him 1 minute, they don't care the next. Fickle!
I was proven right about these fans being fickle.
Hey yo, it's JM and Yeeski. We watch wrestling weekly. I style it stone cold like Steve B. Believe me. I said believe me, keep it so breezy. We make another shows uneasy when we come around. When we step behind the mic, awesome reactions with the fans every night. Like the man when she graces the ring. JM Yeeski Fickle Fan Podcast. Nah, I mean
Fickle!
Welcome to the 15th edition of the Fickle Fan Podcast. Welcome everyone to our show this week. You have Yeeski here.
JM in this building.
Your boy Duke trying to sign a $2 billion contract. Yeeski, put it on the table.
Where do you think we got $2 billion?
Hey, and you realize that this is JM and Yeeski?
You're right.
So the name that comes first is the bankroller.
Oh, see, I figure, you know, I thought you were the finance guy. But, you know, I may have been wrong.
Listen, I can tell you right now, ain't no $2 billion rolling through here.
Oh, man. I thought we had, you know, we got a powerful fan base out there of a couple people, and I thought they was bringing in that ad revenue. So I shot my shot.
No, they are. We got merch that says Duke will get a $2 bill.
Specifically that?
Yes, $2 bill. That's what you're gonna get. That's your bonus. We appreciate all your work. You get a $2 bonus in the form of a $2 bill.
Man, you know what?
I can't even cash that in America.
You know, but I really think Duke is trying to leverage us against his real boss, Vince.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking about his boss, and I know he's got more than $2 billion. Well, maybe he's got $2 billion.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to do, man. You're trying to leverage. Listen, Vince is not gonna work. He probably told you, look, go there and tell those JM and Yeeski, try to get more money from them.
And bring it back here so I can buy more salad that I will never use. Hear that?
Well, this week we're going to talk about the week 2 of the Heyman Bischoff regime on Raw and SmackDown. I know slowly but surely some of their influences are being seeping in to the shows, especially I guess this week, especially on SmackDown. So JM, what were your thoughts on the influences that they're having on these shows on Raw and SmackDown?
I can subtly see it. I don't think they went full blown yet. I think they're trying out a lot of things to see what would stick and what won't. My personal opinion is that they're kind of putting a few things here and there, trying to figure out when they're gonna do it and what time slot they're gonna do it. I think that they're gonna go full blown with it after when SummerSlam come around. So I say sometime, maybe a week after Extreme Rules or right after Extreme Rules, the lead up to SummerSlam, we're gonna really start seeing them go full blown on the plans. What?
I agree.
Jim, are you cutting out, or is it just me? I can't hear you guys.
Am I cutting out?
You was clear for me.
Oh man, something's wrong with my side.
Uh-oh. You good now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you right now. Keep
Okay.
going.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess in the opening of SmackDown, we could see there was full blown. Because think about it, would we have seen that like a month ago? What happened at the opening of SmackDown?
That's a good question. I don't think we would. Like SmackDown, I felt like for the past couple months before this announcement, at the most, it was what Raw was last night, which was just a decent show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's like SmackDown just threw a whole bunch of fire at our face and say, you gonna make sure that you watch us when we get this Fox deal, right? It's like, yeah, you got my support.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's just it would have just been a normal show, and they would have went about their business. I can truly see that, there has been some change, but it's not full blown yet. We still got some things to look forward to that they're going to do.
Yeah. And that we was talking about how last week was time thing for Raw being this good. I felt like last night's Raw was one of the most easiest shows to watch for 3 hours. It kept my attention. I wasn't overly excited about something, and that's not a negative. That's heading in the right direction. What do you think, Jay?
I agree with that. I agree that it was a pretty easy show to follow. Because it was like, okay, what's going to happen in the next segment? We're not getting a lot of talking early on. You know what I mean? It seemed to me like they're placing these promos in the right places now, instead of just bombarding us with a lot of meaningless promos. It's subtle things like that I see where they're making the changes. And it's just they're starting with the flow of the show. Now, the show might not be what we want yet, but as you mentioned, they're moving in the right direction. Exactly.
Now that I think about it, the only thing I didn't like about the show, which was a small gripe, was match how he dropped out Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and I felt like I should have used terminology like jobbed out. I don't know nothing about jobbing, but they beat him up after the match, and they were setting up another from mid rope, and this time he just didn't do it. AJ Styles was like, stay down, and I guess it was a hype moment when Ricochet got back up and they came back to beat him up again. But I was like, he didn't do the Styles clash from the middle rope again, or that Ricochet did a reverse. I was hoping they did that spot again, just to keep beating him up and get a heat on AJ Styles and getting that support on Ricochet. But I guess they didn't go that route.
I kind of was a little puzzled by that too, but then when I thought about it, this is what I think about that. I think they're trying to make I think they both got over, both groups. AJ, Gallows, Anderson, and Ricochet all got over in that segment, and the reason why is because they didn't do that, because he was like, stay down, and he got back up, right? So you said the crowd popped when he got back up, and they went in there and they beat him down again, right? So they're trying to show Ricochet as being strong, and this match is going to be pretty even, is what they're trying to show, in my opinion. That's the way I looked at it afterwards. And I was like, okay, I kind of see why they didn't do it, because he was like, I'm just saying something for the match on Sunday. So, exactly. I think we're either going to see it Sunday again, or somehow Ricochet is going to get out of it. I don't know how in the world you do that, but
this man gonna do a 450 hurricanrana in the middle of the air as AJ Styles just being popped up by something. I don't know.
I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Ricochet. So exactly. it is gonna be interesting. I am kind of glad that he kind of did hold something back, but I'm just hoping that we get a nice, clean, and I say that with quotes, because they are the club now, so the chances of a 100% clean match is probably out the window, but it just depends on where the shenanigans are going to be. It doesn't really matter to me. I want to see a one-on-one match with no shenanigans, but we all know it's coming, so at some point.
Yeah. And see, that's one thing that I love about New Japan, is that even when they got shenanigans in it, they still give you a hard-fought one-on-one match. And I feel like we're not going to get that at Extreme Rules, but with SummerSlam coming up, we might get a full blown out match between the two at SummerSlam.
Yeah, then maybe you're right. Maybe that's where we get it. They have stipulation there where Gallows and Anderson can't be out there, and then we get on. We get the one-on-one. So,
all right.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to that one though.
My only issue is what Duke brought up. When was the last time Anderson and Gallows actually won? Is it? I think it's been a while because I mean they were losing every match leading up to AJ reforming the club, and then they have him job right again to Ricochet. I mean, I know you're trying to make Ricochet look strong, but at least like make it like 2-on-1 handicap match so that Ricochet could look strong against both of them, but then they overcome him and beat him.
Right.
Exactly.
Or AJ cheats and helps them, trips him up or something.
You know, they should have did the same. They should have did what happened to Finn Balor with Shinsuke. Because in that match, Shinsuke looked very strong and it didn't hurt Finn Balor because it took 2 Kinshasas to take him down. So that's kind of what they should have did to Ricochet was, you know, Ricochet could have got in a little bit of offense, but then the numbers game hit him in a, like you said, in a handicap match. And then they just beat him down because, I mean, you got 2 dudes, experienced dudes. You know what the end result is going to end up being, but you can still make them seem strong. So I think they did kind of miss the boat on that. That's wasn't the way I would have done it as a non-experienced booker at all that knows nothing about the industry. But as a fan, that's the way I would have looked at it too.
Yeah.
As someone who books 2K footage of the universe mode, I too would have done the same thing. No, I'm joking.
Now, what are your thoughts on the opening match of Raw? So the opening match, they had kind of like a mix-up from what's going to happen in Extreme Rules. You have Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch teaming up against Andrade and Zelina Vega, who are probably superior to Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. So, and they got the 2 tag teams had a pretty good match between the 2 of them. But doesn't it kind of set the bar a little too high for what you're going to expect on Extreme Rules?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right because Zelina Vega is way above. Well, I won't say way above, but she's above Lacey Evans in terms of talent.
But Andrade is way above him, especially giving a good match to Seth Rollins.
I like Seth Rollins and Andrade is technically a dream match. So yeah, that's a good point. But I guess what the Extreme Rules match has over with Zelina and Andrade was that it's going to be an Extreme Rules match, so no disqualification, right?
Is that what they announced?
Yes.
I thought that's how they announced it. Was that like anything goes, right?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right about that.
I mean, if that's not the case, then yeah, they got a hard fight going at Extreme Rules. But if they can use weapons, they might do what they did on Raw.
Yeah, it is an Extreme Rules match.
They used to kind of wrestle
one table spot is gonna save that match no matter what.
Yeah, the question is who's getting put through the table.
It's got to be Lacey.
I think so.
It's got to be Baron Corbin.
No, I think it's gonna be Lacey. I think Lacey gonna get put through a table.
Think it's gonna be a Becky Plex?
Maybe.
Think Seth Rollins gonna curb stop her through a table?
That would be awesome, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think Lacey gonna get put through a table, man. Cause didn't she put Becky through a table when they first started this beef?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't remember. But when they first started it, like it was a very bad start off.
Her and Charlotte put Becky through a table.
All right, yeah, that was at Money in the Bank.
No, that was Raw. I don't think it was a pay-per-view. I think her and Charlotte put Becky through a table. So if they trying to connect the dots here, I think Becky is going to return the favor.
I know, where's Charlotte been? She hasn't
dark matches.
She hasn't been interjecting herself in title matches lately, and I feel weird about that.
Yeah, it has been weird, but it has been pretty. I thought the same thing, but at the same time, it's been refreshing because we started seeing too much of her.
Right.
So
it's getting that Cena feel.
Yeah, it's actually good, but yeah, she's been wrestling in dark matches because she had a match against Bailey last night.
Yep. I think it's 2 weeks in a row against Bailey.
Okay.
And dark.
Yep.
Does that mean that Bailey going over this Sunday?
I'm kind of torn about that, man. Do I think she's going over? Probably. Should she go over? Here's the thing. It all depends on what we think is going to happen Sunday at that match is going to happen. If what we think is going to happen, she got to keep the belt.
Well, we'll see. We'll come back to that in a few minutes in our preview. Any more comments about SmackDown? I know you talked a little bit about KO in the beginning.
Yeah, so I did want to talk about that. I thought that was epic and awesome. I did hear a lot of comparisons to CM Punk, but I don't think there isn't really a comparison. I think the only comparison is the fact they tried to cut his mic. He was pretty hyped when he did it. I think he was hyper than CM Punk was. Just in that Kevin Owens feel. The perfect person did what he did yesterday, and he was saying everything that we all were thinking. And I had to I'm surprised look the whole time he did it because I didn't see it coming. I mean, I saw the beginning when he pulled up, Dolph was out there, he was honking the horn. That whole part was hilarious. And then when Shane threw him out, or I should say told him to leave, he was already out, told him to leave, then just out of nowhere, he comes start talking. And then when he started saying what he was saying, I'm like, oh, wait, what? I'm like, what's he saying? I'm like, oh my goodness, this dude done went off.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man.
People calling it like a pipe bomb, the closest thing to a pipe bomb, because when CM Punk was out there, you could tell that he even said Vince McMahon just told me to say whatever I had wanted to say. And you could tell they gave KO that same freedom.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell, I guess the reason why it's not on the level of CM Punk's pipe bomb, though, is because you could tell that the whole cutting his mic out was planned.
Yeah.
Because Shane did a great job being like the heel, shut up kind of guy out there. You could still tell that he was like, all right, this is the part where I got to try to cut KO off by shutting off his mic.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like trying to stop KO. It just felt like, I guess it just felt like wrestling. It didn't feel like one of those breaking the fourth wall moments.
No, I think actually like the last two that felt like that to me, one of course was CM Punk. I also thought that AJ Lee's felt like that too.
Yeah, that moment where AJ Lee was hype. I wasn't watching wrestling at the time, but I watched it on YouTube a couple years later, and I was like, whoa.
I don't think I seen that live either, because I don't think I was watching wrestling at the time. I can't even remember when. I think I might have saw it shortly after that happened, but because I was keeping a little bit of ear to wrestling at the time. And yeah. I think I heard about that, but I didn't see that live either. But when I saw it, I was like, was that real? Or because the like Naomi and like Natalia's reaction and like the Bellas was out there with Eva Marie, and all their reactions was like they actually like looked like they about to throw down on AJ Lee, like they want to come up the ramp and fight. So I'm like, this look crazy, like she going off. And
exactly.
I thought those two felt like that, but like KO's, like you said, it felt like wrestling, but it still was effective.
All right. And then KO coming out later in the show, giving a stunner on Shane McMahon. We haven't seen that. I think I got that from our friends at SmackDraw. We haven't seen that in a while. A stunner on a McMahon.
Nah, not since Stone Cold and Vince.
Yeah. And we also got a Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura match. That match was pretty cool. The only thing is that it made me want to watch more New Japan because, kill each other with their kicks and punches. And you could tell that Shinsuke and Finn was holding back a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, SmackDown was just a great show overall. And you got Paige smacking Billy Kay. I don't know how I feel about that because I love Billy Kay and I love Peyton Royce, but
that was the smack heard around the world. I mean, that was hard. I don't know what was harder, that one or AJ and Ricochet.
Yeah. And then I love how Billy Kay and Peyton played it off like, "Oh, I want to get you back, but I'm sick."
Yeah.
Cough.
What she say? They had the swine flu.
Billy, I think she said, "I got the cow flu," and then Peyton said the swine flu.
No, I think she said mad cow and then bird flu.
The mad cow bird flu. Yeah.
As somebody who work in the medical field, I can confirm that people say things like that. I got the mad cow bird flu. What symptoms do you feel? Oh, I just had a sore throat since 30 minutes ago. So I know how Paige felt. You know, if I could smack Patience the way she smacked Billy Kay.
So the only thing I didn't like about SmackDown was it showed how incompetent the sound guy at the panel was when Shane was telling him to cut the mic, because they kept showing him and he was just standing there. Shut the mic.
And he didn't shut the mic,
No, it was like a good minute with him telling him, shut the mic, shut the mic, shut the mic, as Kale keeps talking. So I think that was the thing where it was too rigged that it looked really awkward.
Was he the same guy that messed up on the New Day's music before Big E started talking? Because I heard that too. New Day's music, it was like, it's a new day. Yeah, wait a minute. Then Big E started talking. I'm like, wait a minute, you a little premature on that, brother.
Yeah, I might have to fire him later, but you know, I got to get to go.
Yeah, man, get on that, Duke. Talk to your peoples, man. You know what I mean? Talk to your people, man.
We all allow one bots per year.
Per year. So he's gone one night, so he's gone. All right, so Duke, do you want to talk a little bit about the G1 Climax 29 Night 1, Dallas?
As you guys keep hearing, I'm excited about New Japan. This is my first G1 that I get to watch, that I'm going to try to watch live every night. Illegitimate means or nefarious means, but I was happy because I got to watch it in the official way because they showed it on Access TV, but that's neither here or there. It was a great show. The only thing is, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in the "this is garbage," was that the arena was very empty looking. I had my numbers wrong. They filled about 4,000 seats in the 20,000 seats arena, but it was just an empty arena. But besides that, the wrestling was great, grade A. I love GOD, the Gorillas of Destiny. They got to fight Sho and Yo, even though they're about the same size as GOD. They're called juniors, and that match was great. Hiroshi versus Okada was great. So everything on that card was great, and I had fun watching it. Kota Ibushi needs to stop trying to kill himself. Life is rough.
It seemed like every match it's like, oh, he dead, man. He did.
Like Tommy from NXT, now known as Kenta, he fought Kota Ibushi, and they were having a straight up kickboxing in South America fight, like in a dirty bar with a cow in the background. Like they was having that kind of like just straight up kickboxing fight. Yeah, but G1 guys, you should all check it out. New Japan is the greatest company when it comes to professional wrestling on a one-on-one basis. They put on the best shows.
And then also, I didn't want to watch it, but I know Impact Slammiversary was also this weekend, and they were trying to impress Access TV so they can get on that network as well with New Japan. So I heard good reviews from that show as well. So overall, I guess it was quite a busy couple days for wrestling. But then this upcoming weekend is probably even more busy because you have Extreme Rules, you have Fight for the Fallen, and you have New Japan's G1 Climax 29 Night 2, maybe 3 and 4 in Japan. So we'll be right back, and we will give our preview for Extreme Rules and Fight for the Fallen.
Rant of the week. You dig?
This your boy JM, Fickle Fan Podcast, and I got a treat for everybody this week. Because usually I do my rant and it's on one thing, but guess what? This week I got two things that I'm going to rant about this week. And here are the two things that I got a serious problem with that is really making me upset right now. The two things are, one, these wrestling fans, and number two, the Becky and Seth relationship all over TV. So first I'm going to address these fans, okay? And I got two things to talk about on that. The first complaint that I have that I'm going to seriously rant about is the fans complaining about every little thing. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is what I see on Twitter right now. And there's this, and I'm going to mention this dude, this @Buckley cat, off of Twitter, Buckley Stevens. He replies to a tweet that's talking about what I'm thinking is talking about the match that's going to happen between the top guys and the Usos. And he says, a match you will only see 600 times in a lifetime. Scott Dawson replies and says, we've wrestled them in 2 standard tags in the multiple years we've all been employed. Twice, y'all complain about everything. Yes, wrestling fans do complain about everything. And here it is, we got 2 tag teams that are going to go head up on a pay-per-view in something meaningful, and we already know that they're going to have an excellent match because it's 2 of the best tag teams in the world, Jack. World, not just in WWE, but in the world. And yet people are complaining about them having a match. This is what we want. We want quality matches when it means something, and we know it's going to mean something because they've had a nice rivalry going with these guys for a while. But as he mentioned, they only had 2 standard tag matches in this time frame. We all should be looking forward to this, but people got to have something to complain about. I mean, I was just sick to my stomach when I seen this. I'm like, really? People complaining about the Usos and the top guys having a tag match? And then they complain that tag team wrestling is not put in the forefront anymore. Where here you got 2 of the best tag team teams going head up. So I understand what the problem is. Right? What is the problem? What's the problem with this? I really don't understand what the problem is with this. And then we got what we seen on Raw with Bayley and Sarah Logan in the Beat the Clock challenge, right? So what did we hear during that? We heard CM Punk chants. We heard other things where people were displeasure with the match, which I actually thought they had a pretty good match. But here's my problem. People think that they could just go and because they buy a ticket to a show that they can just say and do anything that they want to. Here you got Bayley. Here you got Sarah Logan doing the best that they can in a match, which I thought was a pretty good match, putting on doing holds and different moves and all that stuff, and we getting women's wrestling, we getting all these things that we want, and they're complaining about that too, because what? They not doing flips and 630s and 820s, and I don't even know if that's a move, but doing all these doggone flips and all that stuff off the top rope and all that, or they ain't got tables and putting people through tables and all that stuff. They not interested in the match. We were just complaining how Bayley didn't have a run with the championship, and now she does, or she's not being used on TV, and here she is, and people complaining. When the last time we seen Sarah Logan on TV? Last time we seen Sarah Logan on TV, right? It was a long time ago. Long time ago. Now it is, she's on TV facing Bayley in a match, and people are complaining about it. So this is what I'm talking about, man. Fans, man, they find a way to complain about every little thing, and it is annoying. Sure, I can put myself in that because I've complained somewhat ever since WrestleMania about Raw, but we can all agree that Raw and SmackDown shows have not been really that good since WrestleMania. So those are some valid complaints. Maybe some were because we were emotional. But come on, y'all, complaining about the Usos and the top guys being in a tag team match, and they're complaining about Bailey and Sarah Logan in a match. Come on, man. Like, that's just petty. That's just petty stuff to complain about. Now I'm going to complain, and you can laugh, about Becky and Seth. I have no issues with them obviously having a relationship. It ain't none of my business. Now, my boy Duke might have an issue with that, with Becky Lynch, but, that's neither here nor there. I don't have an issue with it. That's their business. They want to have a relationship. That's fine. Two people who love wrestling, they got things in common. Things, that's going to happen. I get it. But please, WWE, do not shove this down our throat. We don't need to hear every week that they're the power couple. Oh, it's Seth and Becky, and had them hugging and all that stuff, and matching, and then mixed tag matching and all that type of stuff. It's like, we don't need to see this every week. There are other people on the roster that could be put in these situations, right? We don't need to see them tagging up every week, see them in backstage segments every week. Please don't shove this down our throat, because we know how fickle fans can be. Pun intended. We know how fickle fans can be, right? Fans can turn on people like nobody's business very fast. Very fast. And the next thing we know, both Seth and Becky Lynch are heels because they keep shoving them down our throat. Ask your boy Roman Reigns. You dig? This your boy JM, Fickle Fan Podcast. Be on the lookout for the new Fickle Fan Podcast episode 15 coming at you. It should be tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. So be on the lookout for that. Again, your boy JM. Peace out.
All right, so welcome back. We're going to talk about now and give our previews for Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up this week. It should be a hot crowd because they are in the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia. So let me run down the card really fast before I ask Duke and JM about what they're looking forward to the most. So we'll start off with the Raw Tag Team Championship. We have the Revival champions defending against the Usos. We have the last standing match between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. We have a match that we talked about previously, the United States Championship between the champions Ricochet versus AJ Styles and The Club. We have finally, after weeks of promos, we'll get to see Aleister Black face off against Cesaro.
Hey.
Then on SmackDown, we have the Triple Threat Tag Team Championship. We have Daniel Bryan and Rowan defending against New Day and Heavy Machinery. We'll have the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese. We'll have the Women's SmackDown Championship, a 2-on-1 handicap match between Bayley defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So it'll be interesting to see if Alexa and Nikki win. What does being co-champions mean? We have our WWE Championship match, Kofi Kingston defending against Samoa Joe. We have our no-holds-bar match between The Undertaker, Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. And possibly the main event for Extreme Rules match for both the WWE Universal Championship and the Raw's Women's Championship. So we have Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch facing off against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. So what are you guys looking forward to the most, and what might you not be looking forward to at all?
Okay, I'll make this short and sweet. I'll tell you the one I'm not looking forward to, and that's the Undertaker match. I don't really care about that match at all. I have zero. If I can go a number lower than 0, I could. Zero interest in this match. I'm interested in every other match, and probably I'll say pretty much equally. The Ricochet AJ Styles match, the Bayley Alexa Bliss match, the Revival match are probably maybe my top 3 matches I'm looking forward to. But that tag team match with was it Reigns and Undertaker and who they going up against?
Shane and Drew.
Yeah, it's just no interest at all. Just none. 0.
No.
Nothing.
What about the KO? Because KO's not on the card. So if KO's got to factor into anything, he's got to factor into this match.
That's the spark, yeah.
And all the people he said has been neglected on the show should show up in this match too, because that's the thing I was thinking about when KO was cutting his promo. No one came out to support him. All those guys that Shane has been keeping off TV didn't really speak out and do anything. So.
Looking for Drake Maverick with the 24/7 title.
Yeah. Drake Maverick got other business he need to attend to. 24/7 championship match.
If he needs to go take her to the beautiful streets of London.
Yeah, he got business he needs to take care of. But that Undertaker match, I just nothing. I'm sad to say that Undertaker does not spark me anymore. It doesn't. Any one of those attitude dudes just don't anymore. The only one that might, two people, Rock and Stone Cold, if they show up. Stone Cold show up, stun somebody, leave, I'd be happy with that. Rock show up, rock bottom somebody, I'd be happy with that. Or he get on the mic, or either one of them get on the mic, I'd be happy with that. But Undertaker just don't do it for me anymore, man. And that's just my personal opinion. He's a legend. He is one of the best wrestlers we ever seen, best entrance we've ever seen, one of the best runs we've ever seen. All of that stuff is true. But I just don't want to see him no more.
So, do you think Undertaker is going to spike someone on the tombstone?
No, I think he got that tight this time. I don't think that's going to happen. No.
If he does tombstone somebody, it's only going to be Shane McMahon. Drew McIntyre too big to be getting tombstone by
I agree.
Old man.
I agree. Or he might tombstone Roman Reigns.
That's the match.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I'm looking forward to. And I'm not looking forward to because I just don't want to see Undertaker wrestle.
No. That's why in the tag match so they can hide it. But,
I don't want to see Roman Reigns. Well, I mean, I guess if it keeps Roman out the title picture just for a little bit longer, then it's whatever. I don't think in any more big matches.
No, please no.
5 minutes.
There's two people, I guess it's three, that I'm really happy for, and that's Nikki Cross, because she's getting TV time, and she's on the pay-per-view in a meaningful match, and Heavy Machinery. Though that I'm happy for them, man, because they're actually starting to take Heavy Machinery seriously now by putting them on, putting them on TV. They in this pay-per-view. And so it's interesting to see what they continue to do with Heavy Machinery, because we all know, I mean, both of them are stars, but I mean, big man. What's the dude? Not Tuck,
Otis.
but Otis. Yeah, he's hilarious, man. When he did the New Day, I was dying with that, man.
Yeah,
this dude is crazy, man.
Are they over? Because I'm still
not yet.
It was over to me in NXT.
They were.
I don't know.
Not yet with the main roster. I think they're getting there. They're booking them in ways to get them there. And then what they did on the mic yesterday was impressive, because I think the crowd was into it. That was the most I've seen the crowd into Heavy Machinery since they came.
Yeah. The only thing I kind of don't want them to do or get away from is because Chuck, you was great on the mic on Tuesday night or SmackDown.
Yep.
But that whole little, I'm a blue collar, and that means I pay my taxes on time. Like, that is lame.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. They need to stop that. Yeah, stop that.
Yeah, like
that's like 1986. Hulk Hogan, eat your Wheaties type stuff.
Exactly. And that kind of stuff doesn't work anymore.
No.
At the simple fact, because nowadays people don't like good people anymore. They like the bad people. They like the Stone Cold Steve Austins, but worse.
That's why Bayley's struggling.
Exactly. And now that Bayley is getting some edge to her and playing kind of like the anti-hero in this her whole feud.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, TurboTax guys that eat protein is not going to get you over.
Yes, make sure you pay your taxes like a blue collar guy.
For me personally, the match I'm looking forward to is Aleister Black versus Cesaro. They had another where Aleister Black and Cesaro just had the most 90s I'm a vampire that listens to grunge music promo last night.
Yeah.
Black was like, okay, so it's you, Cesaro. You were the one who stole my girlfriend. And Cesaro was like, yes, it was I. Ha ha ha. And I just really loved it. I can't wait to see this match. I know Cesaro could go. I know Aleister Black could go. Much WWE is going to let them go. That has match of the year contender on it.
It does. I think they can do like a straight up NXT Takeover Classic-esque match.
Yeah, I do too. It has that potential. As long as they give them over, I mean, if they give them 10 minutes, I'm happy.
They got to get more than that, bro. They got to. They got to get more than that.
Yeah. They got to give it more than 10 minutes. But if they give it 10 minutes, I think they could get what they need to get off in that match.
That's true. And maybe we can have a rematch at SummerSlam where they can get more time.
Exactly. But if the only thing is, I hope the key match is the match that starts off the show instead of being the main event. But Stomping Grounds, like, it was a great ending to the show, but I wish that match would have just started off the show because it just lasted a little bit too long.
Is there talks on what's going to start the show off at all, Yeeski?
Nope. I haven't read anything yet. So I don't even know who's on the pre-show. So I'm hoping
it's probably going to be the 205.
I hope the 205 makes it off the pre-show. I can picture him. I mean, I don't even want the revival on the pre-show.
Bet not be. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be upset.
No title match should be on the pre-show.
No, none of them.
Yeah.
So you could have Strowman. I mean, that's it. Strowman or Cesaro.
That's the match. The Strowman match is, if I had to pick any match to be on a pre-show, it would be the Strowman-Lashley match.
Because people will tune in to watch that.
Yeah.
People will tune in to watch Strowman. Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't want any of these matches on a pre-show.
It's going to be one of the tag team matches. So I'm going to say probably the triple threat.
What about the
that might be, yeah.
I can't remember. Did the Kabuki Warriors get their title shot?
No.
Nope. No title shot yet. So that might be SummerSlam.
Match.
That's probably gonna come at SummerSlam when they take the belt off the Iconics who haven't done anything with them. So.
No.
Did they say Finn and Shinsuke Nakamura? Are they going to the?
Oh yeah, they should be on the. I missed that. Yeah, they I think they were added to the card.
Yep.
So they could be on the pre-show. Yeah, I missed that.
That ain't no pre-show match either.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But that was the setup last second too. So the other ones, I mean, AJ Ricochet, that's been set up for weeks. I mean, the ones that have been thrown together is the Revival. I guess, and I guess that Revival is probably the most thrown together match. And Shinsuke and Balor. So.
Yeah.
I guess we will see what happens. So my personal favorite show is going to be the Bayley versus Alexa and Nikki Cross. First, I haven't seen Alexa in a week. Secondly, there's all this hype that our good friend, our long lost friend, Sasha Banks, will make her return from Japan and finally show up and pretend to be Bayley's friend again.
Wait. So what I missed? Sasha Banks was in Japan this whole time?
Or the last couple days. She's been in Japan.
Last couple days.
Yeah, she's been training. At the airport. Yeah, she's been training. You ain't see her, man?
Here.
Yeah, man, she was trying to get some new moves in. Yes, hey, listen, if you would have seen her, tell her that she got heat with the Fickle Fan podcast. You understand? Heat. You dig?
I would say one half of the
yes,
Fickle Fan podcast.
One half she got heat. You dig? That's what you should have told her.
Yeah, I would have. But if she's out there in Japan training, I hope she comes back with the boss Sasha. You know, have her own strong style knee. I hope she's breaking people's nose and jawbones off.
That would be awesome if she did.
I hope she's doing Japanese death matches from the 80s when she comes back, like where they had like sharks and electric barbed wire. What's the chances of Sasha Banks being in the G1 to replace somebody?
There's zero chance of that.
Because what they're talking about is that Raw's in Tampa on Monday, and on the site for the arena, Sasha Banks is scheduled to appear on Raw. So that's where I think it's feeding the
heel
drama.
turn.
So I think she's coming back. So everything points to her returning.
Yeah,
Because
like you said, they can't do the turn Sunday. It's got to be Raw when they do that.
yeah. So I guess they're probably going to do the double turn. She set up Nikki versus Alexa for SummerSlam, and then Sasha and Bayley for SummerSlam.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. You got two really good matches and two really good like setups, two good programs for SummerSlam right there. Boom. It's like you laid right in your lap.
Yes. But then according to rumors, part of the reason why Sasha left was she and Alexa didn't get along. So
well, she ain't got to wrestle Alexa. She just got to, like they said before, what they did. They just got to do business because they ain't about to be in no feud. It's about to be her and Bayley.
But they're gonna they'll have to tag team together probably against Nikki and Bayley.
I want to see Sasha go on a business for herself and catch Alexa Bliss slipping and then tie her upside down like somebody did Sami Zayn. And we never found out who did that. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Yeeski. I know that's your girl, but, you know.
They going to have to find out a way to work that out for the better good.
Well, I think they said they cleared everything up because Bayley's the mediator. So everything's good now. So she's coming back. So whoever knows, whatever reason. So I guess this is all just trying to confuse us why Sasha's not here.
Listen, it don't even. She stepped through that curtain or come down the steps or however's gonna happen and that music hit. All is forgiven. I don't care.
All is forgiven.
All is forgiven. I don't care. I don't care why you was gone. I don't care any of that stuff. You had your break. You was in Japan. All these photos, all that stuff, all these Aaron Tech tweets. I forgive it. But you come back.
That's a very easy forgive because you know you've been heated for like the past 2 months.
I have been heated because I have been heated, and that's a lot of heat built up. But at the sight of her, but at the sight of a heel Sasha Banks, will definitely kill everything.
If she comes back babyface, you still
it's gonna be a little heat. It's gonna be still a little heat.
Just a little bit of salt on
yeah, just a little salt, but you know, I'll get over it in a little while, type stuff.
You guys should just have favorite female wrestlers like I have. Yeeski, you got Alexa Bliss. That's a worthy pick. Sasha Banks is unreliable to be a favorite wrestler. I'm sorry, man. You gotta have somebody more reliable like me, like Bianca Belair. She is a beautiful woman who just graduated college and is a great performer, and she is so reliable to be a favorite wrestler.
Well, my other one would probably be Asuka.
Okay, see, you may need to trade them around a little bit.
But see, I have a real internal soft spot for Sasha, so it's kind of hard, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to just dismiss her like that. That's why, you know, there's heat, then there's not heat. There's emotional heat because it's a soft spot, you know.
Right.
All right, so let's move on to AEW Fight for the Fallen. So we'll have an AEW show on Saturday evening that'll actually go against WWE's Evolve show. Well, I guess it's not technically WWE putting it on, but they'll have all the NXT guys on there. So that'll be an interesting mix to see exactly who puts on the better show between two of them because they're actually head-to-head competition. And both of them are free because you can watch it on WWE Network or you can watch it on Bleacher Report Live. So just to really quickly run down the Fight for the Fallen card, you got Cody and Dustin versus the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega versus Cena, Brandy Rhodes versus Ellie, Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. You got the tag match with Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, Joey Janela versus MJF, Sammy, and Sean Spears. You got the Lucha Brothers versus SoCal Uncensored. So, are you gonna watch this show, or may you tune on Evolve, or we'll watch either?
It's tough, man, because I haven't even watched the last one yet, AEW joint, which I had to still watch. And this card,
the various links,
right? It is. This card looks amazing. That Evolve show is going to be great as well. It's hard because I could technically put both of them up on both phones and have them both going at the same time. But can't really pay attention to matches like that. So one of them is going to have to suffer for the next day, and I don't know which one it is. That's probably going to be a game time decision.
Right.
Well, the one benefit you'll have if you watch Evolve, you can watch a little bit anytime you want.
That's true. You know what? You probably just made the decision for me. It will be the Fight for the Fallen, because I do have, we got the WWE Network, so I can always watch that whenever I want.
Yeah, I think if I had away Saturday, my first choice is Fyter Fest, but I got the links on deck, and I got that $9.99 subscription. I don't see why not put both time and just put the better show. Put the weaker show on mute and just watch both at the same time.
That sounds like a plan too, man. I don't know. I might put them both on the same time too. I don't know.
And then I think you can also watch probably the replay or delayed showing of the Johnny Moxley New Japan match, because that should be also going Saturday earlier on Saturday.
That's true.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. That's really my first choice.
So you could put all 3 shows on if you have 3 TVs and 3 streaming devices.
Well, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about next week. That's for sure.
The question is, we can get around to watching all 3. So.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
I know for sure we'll watch Extreme Rules.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's a 100% given.
Other 3 shows, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
A strong man, a great man named Danos once said, "The strongest wills." What he said, but I was trying to quote a Danos meme, and I failed.
Danos. All right, so we're gonna come back in a few minutes, and we're gonna talk a new little segment called "Who is Best in the World?" and "Who Belongs in the Punjabi Prison." We'll be right back.
This is garbage.
Come on, get him out of there. Oh, Sammy's in there. Get him out of there. Don't let him do this. Sammy's in the dumpster.
Oh my God.
Yo. What up, though? It's your boy Duke, the five-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and I got a segment dear to my heart called "This is Garbage." And I just made that sound so beautiful, didn't I? It's because I've been practicing in the mirror. But with that being said, This is Garbage is a segment where I get to discuss what the garbage moment of the week was in the world of wrestling. And this week I'm going back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, or for the Japanese fans or people who watch the show in Japanese, New Japan Pro Wrestling. With that being said, look, they had a great show called the G1 Climax Night 1 at Dallas. So I guess what they've been doing is trying to have their first show in America, and I really appreciate that. That means they're just trying to expand to get better, but they dropped the ball a little bit. they decided to go to a 20,000 seat arena, and they only sold about 2,000 tickets. I'm not good at math, but I think that's about 10% of that arena being filled up. And I know something similar has happened with WWE, where at Stomping Grounds, they had a similar seated arena and they only sold about 2,000. But WWE can do stuff like that because they've been selling out $20,000 seats for the past, I'll skip it, 19 years, if not more. New Japan is stepping foot in new territory and they're looking like amateurs. I'm going to be honest with you. New Japan Pro Wrestling production is not up there with WWE. It's a reason why they're on Access TV and AEW is going to be on TNT. New Japan Pro Wrestling is probably the most prestigious company in wrestling right now. Taking WWE out of the picture. And if they're going to be looking like amateurs by not being able to fill their seats or making adjustments to make arenas look more filled, that way they come off as this big, grand company, then I don't know if expanding is going to go well for them. They might have to stay in Japan and stay with their niche crowd. I want New Japan to be a big competitor because to me, New Japan Pro Wrestling is the second biggest company in the world. But if they're not ready to hold the mantle of being the second biggest company in the world, that means that's garbage. Like AEW is just going to snatch that spot away from them if they haven't already. I really want New Japan Pro Wrestling to be as big as AEW is going to get and as big as WWE because I feel like they have more to offer than those two companies because their wrestling is just so pure. Everything about New Japan Pro Wrestling is just pure wrestling. It's no unnecessary theatrics behind it. And if it is, it's to further a great storyline being told. I feel like WWE, the theatrics comes first because it's in the name, entertainment. And that's what I mean when I say theatrics, entertainment. And WWE, what they do when they're not selling like seats to their potential, what they would do is during the commercial breaks or during the breaks after the matches, they would shift people from the cheap seats to where they want the cameras to be focused on. So for example, I was at Hell in a Cell in Detroit in 2017 and they basically during every match or after every match, they will move people around. I was facing a hard camera, so they will basically fill the gaps in every hard camera angle. And I never watched the pay-per-view back, but I'm pretty sure as the show progressed, it looked more and more full, making the show look bigger than what it was. And New Japan could really learn from doing camera tricks like that because there was too many camera angles where I saw a lot of empty seats. Like, it looked like an NXT show, not a takeover, an NXT show. With that being said, New Japan, you got to step it up on those if you're going to be coming to America, man. I love you. Wadashi but that was my This Is Garbage moment of the week. Wait, that was the worst clapping ever. I'm horrible at this. Thank you, guys. Bye.
So this week, we're going to have a new segment. We're going to talk about Best in the World and Punjabi Prison. So basically, it's kind of like your champ and goat of the week, but I didn't like those terms. So we're going to use the term Best in the World and Punjabi Prison. So this week, Duke, who would you consider your MVP, your best in the world from the entire wrestling universe?
For this week?
Yep.
To be Ricochet. Because Ricochet, 2 matches, by getting beat down by AJ Styles on the club, and he flips. And I saw a video of him playing Tucker War with the Lion. So therefore, Ricochet is best man.
What about you, JM?
I am going to concur with that, man. Ricochet. And just because I was hype about the interaction between him and AJ Styles. He kind of stepped up to him with him. But then the interaction between him and the club, I love that storyline that's going on with all of them. We all know what he can do in the ring. He even talked a little bit on the mic, which, that's neither here nor there. Ricochet is Ricochet on the mic.
Wait. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I just wanted to say Ricochet did a great job with that promo. It wasn't the strongest promo, but it was better than most. You could tell that he was a little bit nervous, and he seemed confident at the end of it, and I'm proud of him. I felt like a proud father.
He did seem smooth, like it wasn't choppy. Like you said, he seemed confident. It's just, you hear other people, and probably shouldn't compare him with other people because everybody got their own style, and we don't really hear from him too much. But for what it was good. It was a good promo, and so yeah, he also would be my which way you put that?
Best in the world.
Yes, he would be my best in the world, not Shane. Ricochet.
Well, listen here, JM, because you got your Cedric Alexanders, your Dakota Kai's. Chill now.
Shout out to KO, man. Thanks for that.
That was the greatest moment of the week. Next to Ospreay, but my man's other British guy who said wrestling in front of Americans is like reading Shakespeare to us. That was the best insight I heard all week.
Well, my best in the world this week is just for the club re-signing with WWE and kind of stemming that negative momentum of people wanting to all leave and go to AEW. I mean, it took a little more than the $500K they were originally offered, but just signing on there, it just gives the WWE a good vibe and just goes against the flow would be the outflow into other divisions such as AEW.
Yeah, came front on that. I agree.
I'll give them credit. I mean, they played the game right. Now they're well paid, and they're actually on TV again. So, kudos to those guys. So now, who would you put in your Punjabi prison?
That's a good question.
Who would you make wrestle a match against Jinder Mahal?
Jinder. Let's stick with a guy.
No, anyone, anything.
Okay. And I'm on a high right now for wrestling. There's no bad wrestler out there right now. It's because I don't like this guy in a good way. MJF, he is a very mean person, and I want to punch him if I see him on the street in the arm, not in the face. And MJF is such a great heel that I want him to wrestle a Punjabi prison match with Jinder Mahal and with nobody watching. So yeah.
And Duke or no Jam.
Enzo Amore.
Oh, that's a perfect one.
Punching Joey Janela.
Dude, please, man. He has the most go away heat right now. It is just insane. And the crazy thing is, the dude is so talented on the mic, and he not half bad in the ring. And I can tell that he loves the wrestling business. But it's like, dude, just stop what you're doing and just shut up, man, and just kind of get yourself some credibility with a promotion. Like, actually have somebody who says they want you around. And it's like, this dude don't care. I mean, kudos to him for feeling good in his own skin, and he's him, and he ain't fronting for nobody. And I guess that's a plus for him. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like, nobody wants you around. No promotion, no fans, no nothing. Like, how does that feel? You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, just go away. So yes, him and Jinder Mahal in a Punjabi prison match with no cameras. That's how that should go down.
So my vote for who belongs in a Punjabi prison match would be any AEW contract wrestler under their contract that keeps referencing WWE on any podcast, interview, whatever.
Whoa.
You guys have a show on Saturday. You have stuff going on. And yet every interview, you know, like usually even you interview athletes and they'll talk about something, but, you know, they'll say, you know, I don't want to talk about that. Let's focus on AEW. Let's focus on Fight for the Fallen. No, instead, let's talk about Vince McMahon. Let's talk about Vince. I mean, this is months ago, years ago. And yet that's all you could ever talk about. Which kind of shows that there's really nothing going on in AEW. There's no storylines you can talk about. They're just putting on matches. I mean, they're good matches, but come on, guys. I mean, you keep doing that. I'm going to put Jinder in there. I'm going to have Jinder pin you. Oh, my gosh.
The Colossus is coming for all you AEW wrestlers.
I mean, you've had pay-per-views now. I mean, this is okay before your first pay-per-view, but now you've had pay-per-view. And watch this. When they lead into, is it All Out or All In? All Out. Yeah.
All Out, yeah.
They'll still be talking about WWE. Oh, Vince McMahon this, Vince McMahon that. Oh, you know, I know how Vince is talking. You know, he'll make you think about, he'll convince you. He's got this power. He'll convince you that even though it's the worst thing, he'll talk you into it, and you'll come out of the meeting saying, what a great idea. And then like, oh, that's so stupid. I mean, just stop. Just stop with the WWE stuff. I mean,
I'm laughing because, Duke, this is the Yeeski rant right here. This is the Yeeski rant right here.
Yeeski, since I've been on the show. Yeeski, that's perfect.
That's classic. I agree with you, dude. I do.
I'm over here just clapping in my head.
Yes. Standing ovation for Yeeski. Yes, that right. Yes, because you hit the nail on the head.
That's only part one. My other part one is I'm a fan of watching tennis.
Yes.
And if you're a tennis fan, you know that the Wimbledon is going on, and for the billionth time in a row. Well, it was the Big Four, but the Big Four, number 4 got hurt. But the Big Three, Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, and Novak Djokovic, are in the semifinals once again. For I don't know how many times now. This is like the 40th meeting between Nadal and Federer. They're going to take place, I think, on Friday. So on Friday, they'll have their match in the quarterfinals. So these 3 guys have been dominating tennis for, I think, the past 10 plus years. And these guys, I mean, at least Roger's 37. And as I told GM earlier, tennis requires a lot more physical activity, reaction, time, speed, etc. to play. So 37 in tennis is like 50 years old in wrestling world. And yet, time and time again, we have these same 3 guys main eventing Grand Slam after Grand Slam after Grand Slam. So what are you doing if you're a young tennis player, a young male tennis player, the age 30 and under? What have you been doing for the last 10 years? Are you like watching these guys signing autographs? Like, oh, hey, I saw Roger Federer. I have to hit balls with Roger. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, you can't beat him. I mean, one guy will show up for one tournament. He'll get fortunate. He may knock off one of them. But in the end, he can't beat all 3. I don't know what's going on in tennis.
You're right, man. It's for every major, for for the French, for Wimbledon, for U.S. Open. What's the other one? Australian, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's just a combination. The combination changes. You might have Joker going up against Federer, and then you might have Nadal going up against Joker. Then you got Nadal going up against Federer. It's just a mix. They mix and match. Where they're going to be at, who's going to meet who in the final. Somebody about to get knocked off, and that's the combination you're going to get in the final.
it all depends on the draw.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
So they either meet the final or semifinals.
Yep.
So this time they meet. So unfortunately, Nadal and Federer have to go, I think, again in the semifinals, just like they did in the French Open. So, yeah. I don't know. So all male tennis players not named Roger, Novak, or Rafa. What are you doing?
You said it's like Cena rocking trips main event.
Main eventing right now. Right now. Every show. Yeah. Just mix the three guys in the main event. So Rock. Oh, you face Cena this week. It's this month. And then next week, Trips. You and The Rock. And then after that, Cena and Trips.
Do you know how much heat that would get WWE if that happened? Major heat. Major heat.
I mean, I think that's also one thing that if they try to make sports, like if they try to make wrestling on Fox, like AEW tries to make it like more sport-like, and I know fans don't like this, you almost have to have 50-50 booking or 75-25 booking, because in reality, you don't win every time. So that's why you have these mixed matches and there's a little more suspense versus like when you have a match like with Ricochet. I'm pretty sure, unless they really plan to drop the belt, but you're pretty sure Ricochet may somehow hang on to the belt because he hasn't had it that long. But I mean, if you really want to shake things up, then you let AJ take it, because that's the way sports is. I mean, just the way like sometimes in boxing, MMA, you never know who's gonna win. Some random things happen, boom, the belt pops up and down.
That's true.
So, I don't know. Any final thoughts for this week, Duke and Jam?
For me, I would say NXT UK from last week. They had a great ending where Walter and friends from the Mustache Mountain, older guy up in a corner post. They put handcuffs on him and made him watch as they beat up Tyler Bates. And at the end, it was them doing their British people pose. The older gentleman at the Mustache Mountain was crying out Tyler's name because he was scared for his friend, but he was still locked up and he couldn't do anything about it. And that was a great way to set up a heel. Shout out to NXT UK.
Whoa, yeah. See, that's the type of stuff we need to see on the main roster, because that is some straight up heel stuff like that. See, that's what I thought what would happen when the whole Becky Rollins, like, you know, like when we didn't know who the guest referee was and that whole thing, like, you know, Lesnar would come out and somehow they chained up Rollins, and because I think I heard they talked about that on Busted Open, and because I had thought that something like that, not the same way, but somehow that, you know, Rollins would watch something happening to Becky and see that would, you would, you know, not the same thing they said, but something like that, and they would get major heat for that. And if they did that at NXT UK, that's crazy. That is crazy. My final thought for the week is, come back, Sasha. Please, we need you. And this is the perfect setup for it. Come back like a G, like the boss you are. Let's do this, and let's get this train back on the track.
Join Stardom Wrestling in Japan. Weird Japanese stuff that nobody will watch.
I mean, there's going to be a pop, hopefully, and music come. Now, I'll tell y'all this. If I don't see no... if I don't see no Sasha Banks come Sunday or even Monday or Tuesday, if these 3 days pass and I don't see, and I see some other tweet where she tweeting some strange, you know, crazy stuff, I'm not gonna tell you how this rant is gonna go, bro. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly, real ugly.
The kid.
So I know that on Monday night you'll probably start recording your rant.
Yes. It might be 2 parts to this rant.
Well, part 1 would be on after Extreme Rules.
Yes.
And then Raw, and then you'll give hope, and then you wait for SmackDown, and then third.
That might be a live rant. That might be a live rant when we record. That'll be the end part. Then an unfollow after that.
Wow.
So, my last thought is actually not wrestling related. It's back to tennis. Serena, please just win this weekend. You got 2 matches. You can win. You can get your record and be happy, but don't choke again.
I hope she doesn't. Please don't choke. Yes, Serena, please do not choke. Go ahead and handle this. Get her over with.
She's got an unseeded person in the semifinal, and then she probably got Simone Halep in the, I'm guessing, or in the finals if she wins. So
yeah, man, she should. I mean, just do it.
Unless she's on the Roger plan. I guess Roger thinks that he's gonna play 4 more years until he's 42.
Okay.
Yo, Yeeski, what's homegirl name? She's like Japanese or black, and she was the youngest to win a women's Wimbledon, I guess.
Naomi Osaka, or no? Naomi is. I don't think did she win Wimbledon last year? I guess she did.
Was that Wimbledon or the U.S. Open?
Was it the U.S. Open?
I think it's U.S. Open. She won last. Let me check if she won the.
So if y'all don't see me, it's because I'm staring at a death bug. Bug is unidentifiable and it might kill me.
Oh, so she won the Australian Open this year, and that's when Serena kind of stiffed her, and then she won the U.S. Open last year.
You okay over there staring at that death bug?
I might job out to it. I don't know.
Well, I should hear a shoe going against a wall or something, cause ain't no way you going to sleep with that thing in there.
I think I killed that. I just Braun Strowman did.
Oh,
was at least the size of Bobby Lashley, and I just Braun Strowman did. So I think I'm good.
You shoulder blocked it into the barricade.
Yeah, like let me go put socks on now just in case. But Maria Osaka, whatever her name is,
Naomi Osaka.
I saw you crying on ESPN, and I just want you to know it's all right. I'll carry your bags for you. I'm here if you need me. You can follow me at Duke Fan Podcast, or you can follow us at WWF_Anonymous, and you guys can check out the podcast at all the podcast places such as Google Play, Yahoo Music, because nobody uses Yahoo Music, and Apple, Spotify, because they're the same thing to me. And we're opening up our YouTube channel with future content for 2K to come out soon.
Coming soon. Hey, man. What's Kari Sane gonna think about that?
Look, she's like 39, and I'm so she can wait. If she waited, like, see. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, she's 30.
30? Okay. Never. I rechecked my comment.
I'm like, I know she ain't that old. Man, way to use hyperbole, brother. Jeez. 39.
Look, how you saying, I apologize for saying comment. Things have been rough. Nobody has slid in my DM since I have opened them to all female wrestlers. So I'm a little bit emotional. If you ever need somebody to carry your bags and Naomi Osaka isn't available, let me know. You can message me at Duke Fan Podcast, or you can message me on my phone for a blah 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 blah.
Man, dude, what if she really tries to call you and she tries to dial? I can't find blah blah
yeah.
blah blah blah, blah, blah. But that's what he said. Blah blah
right.
blah.
Yeah.
You had your chance. You ain't give me the number.
So I'm just not going to take that risk just yet. Get paid safe.
Well, everyone, please enjoy watching your wrestling. Please enjoy watching your wrestling this upcoming week. Extreme Rules, New Japan, AEW, whatever else you'd like to watch, Evolve. And we'll see you back here next week. As Duke already mentioned, follow us at WWF_Anonymous on Twitter. And listen to our podcast on Anchor, where we need to post it, and also on YouTube. So just look up Fickle Fan Podcast. So this is Yeeski. I'm out.
JM out.
Luke, one love, too sweet, and out.
Sasha, come back.
Fickle!